I'll probably record 2 videos in a day. Like if I forget to do a review or anything like that, I'll just wait. Sorry, I had to crack my foot there. If I forget a review or anything like that, I usually just wait and hope that I remember the next day. But I'm definitely not going to remember this, or one of the things coming up in this video, that I'm not going to do yet. Because I forgot to do the beginning review for Last of Us Part 1, or as I'm going to title it in the video, because Last of Us Part 1 is a terrible name. It makes it seem like it's a prequel to Part 2 when it isn't. It's a remaster to the original. I'm going to call it Last of Us PS5. Anyway, it is good because it's The Last of Us, but I was kind of concerned considering, you know, PS5 version of Saints Row 3 sucks, PS5 version of Spider-Man sucks, what else? Couple other PS5 version, a couple other games sucks. And especially this, considering it's rebuilt from the ground up. It wasn't just, you know, taking the original and updating the graphics. They actually remade it. And, you know, remaking it after Last of Us 2. So it's after they became a bunch of pricks, to put it lightly. And I just had a feeling that they were going to do something that would screw it all up. Like, I don't even mean like changing the story or anything, but just something, anything to screw it up. But no, they haven't. Like, it's still the same. I get that I sound paranoid, but there's somewhat of a justification to it. But anyway, it's the same as PS3 and PS4, except it looks fantastic, which is to be expected. Although, the prologue with Sarah, that didn't look good. That looked exactly the same as it did on PS4. But other than that... Right, so now we're getting into the part that I'm going to do another video today. Bloods, once again, is based. This is what, the 3rd time? So, the show went on a break from April to this month, when they came back just released 5 more episodes out of the blue. I didn't know it was coming, especially since when you Google Bloods, it just comes up with Blue Bloods. But anyway, there is a character in the show that is of Asian appearance, particularly Indian appearance. And there was a guy who she was going to change, like, no, I says, no, I want a British doctor. Like, well, 1, I am British, and 2, I'm even my partner, who you aren't going to say isn't British, he's also not a doctor. We're not doctors, we're paramedics. Anyway, and her partner, who is just like, he tries to please everyone. He's just a complete simp, but not a simp in like a sexual way, just a simp. That's the only way I can really describe him. He's like, you know what? See, because of that, I'm gonna take a knee. And he takes a knee. He's like, what are you doing? Standing up to racism. That's my wife's taking a knee. And she pulls out her phone and says, oh my god, BBC just reported that racism is over. Maybe it was because of what you did. I love it. Anyway, I actually have tears in my eyes because the ending of this was so emotional. Final review, Amphibia. I've been waiting for this for a long time, or at least it's felt like a long time, but I started the show in December because at the time, they had the first 2 seasons on Disney, which is where I watched the whole show. And season 3 was airing at that time. And it ended in sometime in spring. Hold on. 15th of May this year. And I'm gonna say between May and July, somewhere between there. Actually, you know what? It was definitely May. They released the first couple episodes of season 3. Like, if I go on to. They released from the new normal up to. If you give a frog a cookie, so the first 15 segments. Because each segment is 10 minutes, but they fit it in the 20-minute episodes, so it's 2 each. Although some episodes are 20 minutes long, and the second last episode was 40 minutes, and the last episode was 30 minutes. Then took a long ass break. Came back and released Froggy Little Christmas. Took another long ass break. Released from Escape to Amphibia to Grimes Pupil. And then on Wednesday, they released the last 8 segments. Now, I don't know why they took a break between Grimes Pupil and The Root of Evil. I mean, there wasn't a break when they actually aired. It was 10th of April to the 17th. It's a week. It's normal. I don't get it. I also don't get why they released every episode before the Christmas special, if you want to call it the Christmas special, then the Christmas special, then the first bit of the 2022 bit, if what I'm saying makes sense. So, like, if they released it in smaller chunks, so no, what I mean is less chunks but bigger chunks. You know, instead of they released it in 4 parts, they should have released it in 2. It wouldn't have felt like such a long wait. But to actually get into the show, it's fantastic. I thought that, you know, I would like it, but it wouldn't be as good as the Owl House. But despite the fact that there's more politics in the Owl House that I agree with, other than children being in gay relationships. Other than that, like, lots of base stuff in there. It's not really based in Amphibia. In fact, I don't think there's anything based in Amphibia. I might have made a video talking about the base, but I don't remember it. But yeah, it is fantastic. Like, if you love something like Over the Garden Wall or Gravity Falls, then you would love Amphibia. And I started down to watch it, considering that I have all of it out on Disney. They've had it out on Disney since Wednesday. I was supposed to mention it in Wednesday's video because I found that out in school because I decided to log in on my iPad in middle school. But I forgot. I was supposed to mention it in yesterday's video, but I forgot. I was going to mention it in today's video, or today's other video, but then I realised, probably shouldn't. I'm probably going to watch it today, and I did. So, also, somehow, and Alford, wherever he is, he's going to love this. But they made RuPaul look good. Like, he played him basically himself in the show, and he was funny. Like, I'm shocked how funny he was. The way he acted was like a PG version of Cat Williams, if that exists. I'm only doing this so that the video feels more justified, but in all honesty, it's just making it feel less justified, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's Twitter as of 14 to 11 p.m. on Friday, the 23rd Yeah, of September 2022, Part 2. How to keep the heating off until November, you just don't turn it on. Although I guess what you mean is, how do you survive without it? I would say blankets, but, well, blankets are good. They're not going to help much. Like, they're not gonna really deal with the problem effectively. You gotta have a fire. I guess. And that's all I really have to say. So I'm actually gonna look at this. Another thing that we could do, which it's not gonna solve it, but it might make it easier, is we arrest Boris Johnson. We try him for prolonging the Ukraine war. We get him arrested. We'll go to Ukraine and we say, ignore what Bojo said. Call up Putin and have some talks and get it sorted out. And any money that you have left that we gave you, give it back. I'm gonna get shut down for spreading misinformation, aren't I? This just seems like an excuse for people to stop cleaning. Can't Trump. So it looks, oh, that's great. So, what happens if they indict you, Rob? I only know who this guy is because he played someone in The Wolf of Wall Street. I just don't remember who. Tories destroying our country. Well, if Labour got in, they'd be destroying the world. So, here's what we do. Crap. UKIP sucks. We're screwed. So, keep the Tories in. Because we're taking one for the team. And what I mean by the team is the world. Bollocks is trending. Yeah, obviously the word bollocks isn't actually trending. It's just that people have been tweeting the word, people putting out tweets and they use the word bollocks in it, which kind of like a UK way of saying BS. Oh God, what is it? They're going to say something really authoritarian, aren't they? Now, the word nuclear makes me concerned. That doesn't seem right. Nuclear energy. So would that be with power plants? That doesn't seem right to me, because we could have another Chernobyl in our own backyard, and that is definitely not a good thing. Now, maybe the pros outweigh the cons. I don't know. I'm not an expert in this. I'll just have to wait to see what the people at Trust say. Tory cost the Greek crisis. Well, I mean, the problem with this is, with the cost of living crisis that the Tories engineered, is that Boris did it. Now, people tweeting this don't like Boris. But the thing is that they will happily send all their money to Ukraine, which is what's costing the cost of living crisis. But the reason why the Tories are responsible, because Bojo went up to Zelensky and said, I already said this in the video, and all the time, but he said, maybe don't have talks with the Russians, because he's a prick. Government statistics show that around 1 million people moved to Britain in the year ending June 2022. To work, study, or be reunited with their family, the number of migrants have shot up under Bojo. So, as I said, here's the problem. The left wants more migrants, and Bojo gave them more migrants, but they're going to ignore the fact that it was Bojo that did it, because they don't like Bojo. Yet Bojo just does what they want. Let's call it trickle-down economics for what it is. The Conservatives doling out handouts to the super rich while ordinary people struggle. It didn't work in the past, it won't work now. Letting people keep the money they have earned is not handouts. Whose money do you think it is? Yours? Christ. I'm going to turn the audio off because there's copyright music in the background. I'm not laughing at the video. That's horrible. But I just realized that I don't want to get copyrighted, but I don't have a problem getting shut down for violence. That's terrible. Man sets himself on fire just before person is due to play in the last ever tennis match. The man was protesting use of private jets in the UK. Don't set yourself on fire, man. Like, yeah, you need to do more than just hold up a sign in front of Houses of Parliament, but don't like kill yourself, or nearly kill yourself in this instance. Great quick reaction from the security, unlike actual police who give them therapy and cups of tea. Inflation may be at a 40-year high, but at least housing is imploding. The market is crashing. The world is in a global recession, and 2 seconds after the midterms, the BLS will find a missing folder with 10 million unemployed workers. Oh Christ.
We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway, this woman helped me get an awful lot done. Anyway, we go back.
Right, so people laughing at that, and if you look in the background, they're all smiling with crap-eating grins. Like, do none of yous see the problem with that sentence? He really doesn't help himself, does he? I'm trying to remember, like, what it was that he was talking about, because I've seen that photo of Adam Levine DM, however you pronounce his last name. Whoops. Because I've seen another one, and it was a meme, but I don't remember who it was.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. I'm a Son Planker.
Oh Christ! I didn't even recognize him.
This is Bro Tip. This week's Bro Tip is about bringing out the alpha male in you. A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga.
Nah, this can't actually be him. It's gotta be a deep fake. Like, I know people always talk about how his head is abnormally small for his body, but Jesus.
Guys, the top contender for Babe of the Week should be the fact that she might have a penis. The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small penis does absolutely terrify me.
Whoa, that's transphobic. Not all trans people have small dicks. Some of them have no dicks.
why the 5-second rule works. Because when you start thinking for longer than 5 seconds, you're immediately not thinking with your dick and also thinking with this pesky thing up here that we like to call our brains. So once you start thinking with your brain, you're immediately going to psych yourself out. Come back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time, old enough to count, old enough to mount, question mark? I want to say thank you to Miley Cyrus for showing off her camel toe at the VMAs.
Old enough to count, old enough to might. I might be wrong, but that sounds like something a pedophile would say. That sounds like, you know, if they're old enough at the count, it means that, you know, sex. You're a pedophile, Hassan?
The other night, I always knew
And I'm not surprised.
Hannah Montana was a little slut. Don't even try to hide it. Look, this is a classic example of what happens when your father doesn't pay attention to you. You turn out to be a slut who's craving for attention, and then I tend to pick you up at a bar late night and bang you out on the first date. Oh hey, didn't see you there.
Stupid corny ass. So, spoke a little too soon on the Bloods thing. But that came on the side of the episode, and the girl says too, guys, you're only, you know, it's just your white guilt. Like, oh no, you were based. Oh, please, come on. I don't even know what the title of this video now. I'm guessing I'm gonna say was based or nearly based. I don't know. Don't know what it was. I do want to tag Hassan on this, but I don't want to bring the OP any hate. I don't know who the guy is. I don't want to do that.